Hi, my name's Glenn. I'm the geezer for the day on the Geezer channel. We're going to form up the back sunroom on the house. As you can see in the photo there, it's completed, but this video is going to show you how I accomplished that. So enjoy.
Good morning, another day. We're still on the foundation. Today I started pulling some of the forms. I got the 2x4s off that held my rebar in place. I still have to pull all the pins, the cement pins that holds my 2x6 converted to 2x8s by Edenwood. We did get the wall finished over there. I have not deformed that yet by myself. So my goal today is to get the garage deformed and start forming the back extra room we have back there. It's gonna be a sunroom, I guess. I got to straighten some of my rebar out yet. That's easy to do. And then this will be ready to set the wall forms on this part. But I probably won't get to that today. So it's a beautiful day. It's 60 degrees already, so it's supposed to hit 90 tomorrow, so it's going to be warm. But I'm not going to show a lot of deforming. That's pretty easy. You hit the pins with a hammer and you pull them out. And then you pull the forms off, you scrape them. Then I'll get them in the back and I'll show you the details of how I'm putting the forms together. But that's where we're at today, and we'll just keep moving forward. I'll leave you in the shade because it's hot. The camera shuts off if I leave it out in the sun for some reason. Nothing about a little heat. All right. First thing I got to do though is I got to air up the tire in the Kubota. I got a low tire. So I'm going to use it to move all the forms and stuff around instead of carrying them by hand. That one's a tight one. Don't want to give up. I can get the Kubota here and pull that one up with a chain. Yeah, before I get too carried away, let's get the pins put away. I'm surprised, but he got it. Let's pick up my mess. Let's strip the rest of it and see what it looks like. Looks pretty good where I've seen it, so looking good. And I'll just leave the junk lumber in place. Ones I can reuse, I'll scrape and put on the backhoe or on the Kubota. Start at the corner. I bought a nice scraper from Home Depot, $45. Yeah, has a hollow handle. The hollow goes about here, and it is so weak. I didn't even get 2 boards straight, and that thing snapped off. It's like, what good is that? So that was a waste of money. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take all the good wood to the back, and then I'll come back, get all this junk wood, take it to the trash can, and start cutting it up little pieces so it fits in the trash can.
So what I'm doing is I'm setting up my string line, and then you see me laying tape measures out. So I'm doing the 3, 4, 5 rule.
I need to mark it 18 foot. Exactly 18 foot. Nope, I can't do that. Should be, because I want to use, I'm using 3, 4, 5 rule. 4 foot, 3 foot, and between them will be 5, make it square. But I'm going to add, so let's use the 4 foot would be 16 this way, which is 4, so that's 12 foot this way. Right on 12 foot. Make sure that hasn't moved. Perfect. Now I need to go 16 foot across this. So I'll just use the same tape measure.
So what I did is I set that metal pin at exact mark on the tape measure so I can remove the tape measure. Exactly 16 foot. 16 is right there. Need one more pin.
to that point should be 20 foot. If it's exactly 20 foot, I'm good. I cannot be that far off. So what did I do wrong here? Okay. 4 times 4 is 16. Yeah, I gotta remeasure that. Okay, that one's set at 12. So that's the 3 foot. 3 times 4 is 12. So that's 3. This one needs to be 16. And I think I went 18. Let's see again. Okay, that's exactly, I'm gonna close it. Pretty close. Whoa. So that should be 16. 16. It's right on. So 5 times 4 is 20 foot. This should be 20 foot. And it's not. It means I'm way the heck off. Ditching everything. 3, 4, 5. Will you help me measure this real quick? Be a lot easier with 2 people.
So I ended up having my wife come out and help me. It's pretty hard making the 3, 4, 5 rule and laying tape measures on the ground. So she came out, she helped me set the string line. We actually set the string line for the back side as well. So I have all my pins in place. Now I can run my string lines hot and then start setting my form boards.
What I'm going to do is I'm going to spray the wood with this release agent. So it's called Clean Coat. And it works really well because the cement is not sticking to the wood at all. So, and it's mixture 1 to 11. So I got to mix some more up. I'm out.
camera is overheated, so I lost a little bit of video. I didn't notice it, so I finished 2 of the footing sides, the outside boards. So what I'm doing now is I'm setting up my laser level to check my level. This is the important part. If I get this all level, everything above that will be level. The house, the foundation wall, the roof, everything will be where it needs to be. So this is the important part of this. I've set the base station so it's level. It automatically levels, but I usually get it close before I let it do its thing. Right now what I'm doing is I'm setting the rod to the height of the foundation that's already there, because that's what I want. I want everything the same level as the current house. So as you see, I move the receiver end of the laser up and down on the rod till it gets perfectly level so that I have a base to start with. I use a 4-foot level when I'm setting the forms, but I always want to come back and check with the laser level because you can get off just a little bit. And as you can see, this corner I was a little high, so what I'm doing is I'm tapping it down to where it's perfectly level. The form boards are screwed into the steel pins, so when you tap on the steel pin, it brings the board down with it. And that's what I'm doing right now. Actually, the whole corner and all the way across the back was a little high. What you're seeing me do is setting up that final third outside board for the foundation footer. What I'm doing is I'm setting the height with the 4-foot level. I will come back in a few minutes and check with the laser level, but I'm setting the height with the 4-foot level, and then I'm setting so that it's perfectly straight. With the string line that's there, it's just hard to see. So I finished the outside board, so now what I'm going to do is set all the rebar. I've already epoxied those 6 pieces, 3 on each side, into the outside foundation, so they'll never go anywhere. So what I'm doing now is I'm bending my rebar at the corners, getting ready to set the rebar throughout the whole thing.
It's a new morning. We're back. Yesterday we deformed the garage footer, and we started forming the footer on the sunroom that will be out here. As you can see, I got all the rebar laid out and cut. It has not been put together yet. I did get the outside perimeter board done and leveled. That is all ready to go. So today I want to put all the rebar in, tie it all up. That's what we're going to do today. All the rebar in there in the center are those U shape that you see leaning against the concrete. And those are the uprights that go into the wall of the footer, or of the foundation. But I haven't got those done yet. I got them all cut. I do not have them bent yet. So my main goal today is to get all the rebar done and try and set the inside form, and then I'll start bending those that go up into the wall, and then we'll go from there. So I'll set you up and we'll get going.
What you see in my hand is rebar chairs. I purchased those. You can use rocks, or a lot of people actually, as they're pouring it, they'll reach down through the mud and pull it up to so it's halfway. But for me, it's easier to just buy these cheap chairs, like $1.25 a piece, and you don't need a ton of them. It just holds your rebar up in the middle of the footer, and it just makes life a lot easier. So according to code, I need a crossbar across those three every 1 foot. So that's what I'm doing now, is I'm going to set those up, and I'm going to tie it to the long bars, the long rebar. And as you can see, I go all the way around doing that. And I actually add a couple extra on the corners just for better strength.
I'm back again. Ate a little lunch. I got all my crossbars tied in. Everything looks good. So now I'm going to put the inside form board on. So what I did was I cut the board exactly 24 inches. And what I do is I just lay this right on top of the rebar. I'll put my form board up against that, and then I'll hammer in the concrete pin, which holds it at 24 inches, and I'll just work my way down. I'll get some of it done, and then I'll go off that there. I'll level it, and then I'll use a level across so I'm perfectly level with the other side. That's the best description I can give, is just You'll see me. It's just time consuming and get your arm tired after a while, but it's worth it. So, I guess we need to get going.
So how I do that is I set the top of the board at the footer perfectly flat with a screw in that first pin. And then I work my way down putting pins in. And when I get to the very end of the board, I set that height with a level, and then I go back through the middle and screw all the pins in.
Get all the blown in weeds. Wind's blowing today. I'm back at it again. Yesterday the heat got to me, so I quit a little bit early. I had some other things to take care of this morning, so I'm back at it. That's where I left off. Just about halfway, so I'll have to cut a board there and then finish going that side. And then bend those U-shapes. And those 2x4s up there in that pile are what holds those in place. So I just got to continue doing what I'm doing. Get my level over there. Hammer. Pretty close to level. It's off a little bit. Not much. Screws over here. I knew this area was going to be low, as you can see underneath the form board. Yeah, I'll have to fill out a little bit of dirt in there. Just makes the foundation a little thicker. That's nothing wrong with that. Screws. You know what I didn't bring out is a tape measure, so I can cut that wood to fit. Tape measure and saw. So how I'm going to do this, right, so that has to be exactly 2 foot from that other form board over there. So what I'll do, makes it difficult with one hand. All right. So go to that form board. Right there. I will take exactly 2 foot off, which is 87 minus 24 is 63. So let's see where it ends up on this board. Square on the saw. There it is. Yep. Just like it's supposed to. And it does. So, that one's it. I cut. I will use my little spreader 2x4. Keep it at 2 foot. And we'll just keep moving on. One board at a time. What I'll probably do is use the two longer ones starting there. Then my final cut one will be up against the old footer. Some of my wood's a little warped, but that's okay. It's just a footer. My walls are plywood and they're pretty straight. A lot of rocks. I know this end has to be with this board here, so rock right off the bat. Yeah, that's why I'm having issues. Right there exploded. You hit a rock like that, you don't want to go down. Okay. Now I'll set the one at the far end and then I'll come back to the one in the middle. Set one in the middle as I'm going, I guess. Also have to put a connector board there, two twisted boards, so I'll pull those together. And let's see how it ended up. Slightly high, which is easy, easier than lower. No, perfectly level now. Right. We'll just go on and keep doing the same thing. Well, the camera died right there at the end when I put that little last piece in. I've got all the rebar bent. You can see it all leaning up against the bank here. I gotta put those in. And those stack of 2x4s over there you see are the ones that go across the top. Then I have to tie everything in. So I'm gonna go get my ties, my tool, and I'm gonna start putting those in. That's the last thing to do before I pour. As close as I can to the wall. You see them lines coming out of them holes. That's where I'm going to epoxy the rebar in when I do the wall. I'll screw that board down into each side, and then I'll tie the rebar so it looks the same. And that holds it up while I pour cement in the footer. So I'm going to set you up over here, and hopefully the camera don't overheat. And we'll just keep going. Wider right here, just so I can do it. Okay, how I know how to do that is I wanted one within a foot. So I know that these are 12 inches at the most are less. So 0, 2 foot, less than 2 foot. So you skip one of my bars, and the next one, I put it right in the middle of that one, 1, 2 foot, skip one, 1, 2 foot, skip one, 2 foot, skip one, 2 foot. Now, the corner should have one right over in there. So the corner's a little harder to get at. So what I'm going to do, I'll set this bar up in line with those and with these by putting one on this bar right here by my foot. That'll give me my 2 foot. So that'll be in line with that first wall. Yeah, I know they're not straight, but I'll tie them and get them best I can. And then when we pour the cement, we'll try and lift them up. If not, we bend them into shape after the cement is secured. So that bar is center of the wall. Both this wall that I'm standing on and that wall. Now, when I do our rebar rocks, you can bend around that and go down that way. So let me set you up over here and we'll just keep working down the wall. So that's less than 2 foot over the corner. So we'll set one in line with this wall, and then that way, just like I did that last corner. Probably wondering yourself why I made these U-shapes the way I did. Well, they're 34 inches tall, but you gotta remember that the rebar is 3 inches down. So that makes them only 31 inches into a 35-foot wall, which makes them 4 inches. And I put the top rebar, the horizontal bar, right at the top of them. So in code, you have to have 1 foot T back, or not T, but when you hit the bottom, you have to have 1 foot tied. So if you have 1 foot there and 1 foot here, you just make that bottom piece 2 foot. You make it U-shaped, and then voila, you take care of 2 of them at once. That way they have 1 foot, 1 foot. So next, I'm just going to do that corner up through here. I'll set you up down here, and I'll just get started. My GoPro overheated again, but I got her done. I finished the last 2 when it went off, and you can see I wired between them to keep them upright. Yeah, there's a double one right here. They say 1 every 2 foot, but they'll be 4 inches apart. I'd rather have an extra one than not enough. But it's completely done. It's ready to pour. I'll get rid of that wood, and we're gonna pour it. So this is where I'm going to end the video. Thanks for watching. Please like, subscribe, comment. I like watching my videos. Thank you very much.